start. Mr. Speaker, sir, a week ago today I returned to Delhi after visiting many countries and many great cities in the West and meeting many leading personalities. I tried to understand the great movements that were taking place there and the thoughts that were passing in the minds of people. Even more so, I tried to understand what image there was of India in the minds of the people I met in Europe. Even as I watched something of the stuff of history being made in Europe, I wanted to know how far the history we might be making here was reflected in the minds of the European people. I found they were greatly interested in what was happening in India because they felt it was something very significant, something that would not only change India but affects other countries and continents. From that distance, I thought of our work here, of the great problems that face us, and the responsibility of this parliament in making the history of India. Another thought that struck me as I traveled from country to country was how the old frontiers gradually had less and less meaning. Within an hour or two, I traveled from the capital of one great country to the capital of another. It seemed to me that despite the many unsolved problems and conflicts, the idea of national frontiers had become less and less important in the modern scheme of things. I mention this because here we are considering with great heat and passion not the frontiers of nations but the borders inside the nation between two states or provinces. If the frontiers of nations have become relatively less important than they were, and if in the course of a few years they may almost be ignored for many matters, how much less important are these problems of state boundaries which we are considering? I do not wish to underrate their importance, but I do wish the House to consider the question in proper perspective. We are apt to lose that perspective in the heat of the debate. I know that this question and this bill and its provisions have moved people strongly and deeply, and that even now there is a great deal of feeling about them. I do not suppose that the most ideal of solutions could possibly have been pleasing to all one parts of the dispute. Stop.